What is Katamari Damacy? It's something I've been pondering for some time, and while it's not a game that lends itself to a simple answer to that question, after hours of speculation, playing, and researching, I do have some thoughts. You see, the complicating factor in working out this game's identity is depth. Like ogres and onions, Katamari Damacy has layers that reveal themselves upon further interaction. The first time the question came up was when I first heard of the game back in my college years. I sort of fell out of the gaming world, so I was barely hearing about newer releases, much less random cult hits from the PS2 era. But one night, I was at a party with some music theater kids, which if you're in college I highly recommend, and one of them was playing the game. For about 15 minutes, I watched the Katamari go from absorbing random house pets to skyscrapers, and in that moment the answer to, what is Katamari Damacy, became, oh, it's one of those weird Japanesey games. And that's where the answer stayed for about 6 years as I tucked the title into the same headspace as Mr. Mosquito and Can't Stop Mr. Domino. The next encounter I had with the question was much more recently. After many drafts, I had finally put together most of my video game bucket list, and I needed a few more titles to finish it up. Since my college days, I had started dating my current girlfriend, and at some point she had gotten into playing beautiful Katamari on an old roommate's Xbox 360. So while the game was still in that weird game category in my head, it was a weird game that was part of a series that she liked, so onto the list it went. Now admittedly the version I played is the HD remaster for ease of recording and improved visuals, but I have been assured the experience is functionally the same. And by assured I mean a couple people on the internet said that, so it's probably true. So, after playing it finally, what did I think? Did it change the answer to the question? Well, I think it's great. And while it's certainly weird, I would say its weirdness serves a purpose, giving flavor to its simple, arcade game-like structure. I totally get why the game is so highly regarded and could easily go down the list many other people have of all the things it has done right. But for me, there was something extra there I couldn't quite place my finger on, so I decided to do some digging. I had a hunch that something extra was connected to the creative team, and after doing the research I discovered I was right. Katamari Damacy was the brainchild of creator Keita Takahashi, forgive me for butchering that, an avant-garde artsy type who originally came from the world of sculpture and not gaming. His goal for Katamari was to make something that could only be made in the medium of gaming and to expand the boundaries of what gaming could do in a way that was easy to understand and brought joy to people. Which is kind of a tall order when you think about it. Also, it's about the evils of consumerism. That's not a fan theory, he's actually said that the game is specifically a metaphor for that. Also, if you're willing to get into the realm of theory, many on the internet believe the game's plot is about living with the desire to get approval from your father. Then also, the game's in the Museum of Modern Art. That's a lot of stuff to process in relation to this candy-colored sticky ball game, but I don't really think that you have to. I went back to play the game more after doing the research to see if any of this information changed the experience, and nope, not really. I mean, there's an argument to be made about authorial intent or whatever, but if I'm being honest, all that extra is interesting in a Snapple fact kind of way, but the answer to what is Katamari Damacy still ended up being just a great game. But it did help me realize that something extra that was there that I couldn't place before. It was a sense of purpose. Even if the message the creator had in his head wasn't immediately apparent, his focus on those central ideas gave the game a cohesiveness and identity which was part of its quality. So after all that, going from weird cult game I heard about, to fun arcade-style experience, to complex metaphor about the human condition, I want to know what you think about the game. What would your answer be if I asked you, what is Katamari Damacy? Thank you for watching, and as always, later days.